Hello and welcome to episode 73 of the Fools on a Hill podcast. I'm Cal. I'm joined by Yanni and Liam, and I've forgotten to say what we do. We bring you the latest news and our expert opinion on the newest releases in the world of music. And
you were just so excited to see us, weren't you?
I was. It's been a week. We didn't record last week because it was hotter than the sun. And we all thought, fuck that. We don't care enough to put ourselves through that physical pain.
No.
How are we, boys? Has anything happened of note in the last 2 weeks?
Yes, particularly in the last couple of days for me. So
I heard this on the radio today, and I was wondering if it was involving you.
Yeah, it really heavily involved me. There's going to be some graphic details. So Cal, enjoy your ice cream while I go through this.
Let me just pour my Guinness. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy that during this.
There was a burst water pipe nearby that affected quite a large area, including my residence.
32,000 homes, I'm led to believe, by Greatest Hits Radio News.
A very big area affected.
Banger that.
Very
And
So it's Liverland, mate, not Bangor.
I didn't see that joke coming. Great. Well done.
See forth that coming. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, my God. This guy's
I'm going to boot all you off this podcast if you don't stop with those puns, mate. Hey.
I'm going to...
Anyway.
Yeah.
Shut up, Liam. I didn't get told this. So I was with Liam on Saturday. We were both
We had Taco
late. He was late returning me to my humble abode. Came back. It was about 12. Stayed up, watched Flight of the Conchords on the interwebs, and about 1:30, I thought, you know what, now's a good time for me to go to sleep. It was also a great time for me to defecate. So I went to the ensuite, and it's really important that I tell you it was the ensuite bathroom, and did my business. Wiped, obviously, because I'm not crazy. What with? I'll leave that to your imagination. And went to flush. Nothing flushed.
God.
Panic very quickly set in. The tap immediately flicking up to see if it works. No water. I thought, fuck, this is bad. First of all, the sort of poo panic left my mind, so I thought, fuck, we've got no water. So I tried the shower, didn't work. Came out of there. Bear in mind, Mol was fast asleep, and I was trying my best not to wake her because she's angry. That's the word I'll use. And tried all the other taps. The toilet in the big bathroom flushed. Must have had some reserve in there. Mistake to test that. I realised the day after.
You needed to scoop that out and put it in the oven.
Well,
out the system.
I'll get to scooping in a minute. No, I won't really. Doesn't get that bad. Luckily, I thought big brain energy here. I'll just put some water in the cistern and I'll just try and flush it. Big brain soon left. There was no water. Anywhere. There was a certain level of water in the kettle.
Okay.
Not enough.
So you made a brew. You made a brew.
So I made a brew and sat down on the toilet with my pot noodle. No, poured it into a jug, a measuring jug. First of all, put that into the cistern. Tried flushing. Wasn't enough, but obviously because I'd pressed flush, it pissed away that water. So then went back. Bear in mind, trying to tiptoe around Mole every time I'm doing this. Poured the rest of the kettle water in there and what was left of a water bottle that we had, which is about this much water, the 1.5 litre bottle. And thought, well, the cistern's not going to work. I'll just try pouring it down the bowl. Stupidly. Just watered down with poo, didn't it? That's all that did.
Like a nice little, like a broth.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, at that point, I tried to wake Mol up because I was thinking, well, she's going to try and go to the toilet in the morning.
Oh.
And one, there's going to be a floater in there. Two, she's not going to be able to flush anything.
Like a shit lasagna. Just layers.
Exactly, like a shit lasagna. So I was waking her up. Mol. She's like, yeah. There's no water. I know. Why didn't you fucking tell me then?
We could have got like bottles of water on the way home or anything.
Exactly. So
oh no.
That was my Saturday night, Sunday morning. This didn't get fixed until Sunday evening about 11:30. So on the Sunday, I went to my sister's in Manchester, had a shower at hers because we met up anyway. Used the toilet at hers multiple times to make sure everything was out. Every single thing was out of me. Wasn't enough. Needed to go again when I came back. And I was like, I'm just gonna have to fucking go for this now. So it really was a shit lasagna at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. And then the big bathroom is used for strictly urine. We split it up, we didn't want to cross contaminate. But then, yeah, like I say, on Sunday it was it was mainly Monday. Sunday night it was back to normal, but Monday was when it felt like a normal day again.
Wow.
Well,
and I don't know if you've ever, Liam, I'll direct this at you because I feel like it's more of a you thing. Probably. I don't know if you've ever left shit in the toilet for more than it needs to be in there.
Of time.
Yeah.
It's
horrific.
Well,
it's
not
good.
For the listeners at home, Yanni lives in a flat, so the aforementioned ensuite has no window.
No.
It's just basically a closet.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how that is.
I may as well have just shit in the bed.
How much Febreze have you had to use?
Oh, I brought in a reed diffuser. I got so much bleach in every pipe I could find. Febreze. I was just spraying the whole fucking can of that down.
Wow. And
I was like manually flushing this at this point because we when we came back on the Sunday, we bought 8 bottles, like 1.5 bottles from Lidl, only like just over £1, bargain.
You didn't just get the big 5 litre ones, no? Didn't have any of them.
They didn't have any of them, no. So I was just bleaching, manually like flushing everything. It used to actually flush the toilet before it started working again. It required 2 and a bit full 1.5 litre bottles of water in the system, and that barely did it. Like I'm talking like it just managed to go through the U end, and then the toilet just went as it ran out of pressure.
That toilet's not a
we could finally
2-button one, is it?
It is.
Oh, it is. You were doing the one button, I hope.
The back button, the big one.
Yeah, of course, it's always the back button.
The poo button.
I think it's fair to say, fuck the system.
Fuck the system. This is what Rage Against the Machine was about.
The system.
System.
That's the machine.
So that's been a 10-minute talk about how I had to shit on top of a shit.
Enough of all that shit, eh? That's
poo lasagna. Yeah. What we drinking, Liam? I know you're drinking Guinness.
I'm drinking a nice glass of shit. That's how it feels. That's all I've got in mind now.
I've got a can of the Stella left.
Wow, lovely.
What are you drinking?
I've got a Mackey's Coke Zero, but I've put a lot of spiced rum in it because I have been working for 9 days straight and I am tired.
When's your day off?
Tomorrow.
Oh, and you're editing this? What a trooper.
I know. I am good. If
you say so.
any talking points you two have got? Because that was mainly a me section. No?
This is well.
I think we had enough of a talk there about the poo
Yeah.
and the toilet situation.
Yeah,
Poo
just
and
leave it on that.
toilets.
If you
And
just
that's the end of the
tuning
podcast.
in now, head back to the beginning.
That's not how it
Do
works.
some real shit talk.
We live streaming.
Welcome
At least
back.
we've got ourselves a very stacked teaser there. Well done, Yanni.
Very layered.
Very layered.
Very.
I've got a particular question to ask the both of you.
Go on.
I'm not ready.
What was it? Oh yeah. What's the story?
I didn't see that one coming.
Guys, have you checked your basements recently?
I don't have a basement.
Um,
I honestly don't think I could live in a house that had a basement.
My basement's locked. Not to keep people out, but keep. kids in.
Would those people be wall paint by any chance?
I mean, I'm not obliged to say.
Well, he's not obliged to say, but I'll certainly say it. He will be letting them free on the 27th of this very month. That's right,
Wow.
July. That's right. Wall Paint are doing a From the Basement session. It'll be on YouTube, I imagine. That's where I saw it. Anyway, so it'd be weird if it wasn't. Yeah, I thought I'd add that because we like Wall Paint, don't we?
We do. You're going to say we like basement then?
We like basements.
It's different.
We do like war paint. Exciting. We'll cover that next week.
I can't
Will
believe
we?
how
Are we
excited
doing
I
next
am.
week, or are we having another week off?
No,
He's off.
I'm living it up next week.
Yeah.
You fucking
It'll be-
hoe.
He'll be down in the cans of Rattlers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
No, you bitch.
Turn
Please
it
bring me
fair,
some
go
home. Not really. Not that you would. Next up, we've
Nope.
got Marcus Mumford with a self-titled album. I assume it's his debut.
I think it's called
It's
self-titled.
called self-titled.
Oh, it is
Cal-
called self-titled. I remember
Yeah.
that, and I thought that is wanky.
Yeah.
Extremely. In brackets
And it's
as well.
yeah, and it's coming out on September 16th. I purely put this in the news because Phoebe Bridgers featuring on the record, and Marcus has ever so kindly released a song in the last 2 weeks called "Cannibal,"
Thank you.
which we
What
will
gentleman.
talk about in great detail from
In
our
about
adoring perspective.
how long do you reckon it'll be?
Oh,
before then?
I'm gonna guess. Sorry, I wanted to pick up my own energy then. It's the fourth one in Hot Off the Press, so I'm 11 minutes.
Go on. 11.
11.
11.
That in. We better get cracking then.
So what we're saying
Christ.
it's going to be 13:07.
Next up, The Big Moon. Not the one that Taylor's fallen from. The other one. That's
The
a
other
She's
one.
still going.
that's a throwback, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know.
It takes
It's
about
a long
3
drop,
years
that
to
thing.
fall from
And it's in zero gravity, so with how
she's practically
much
just
momentum.
spin up there.
it's like that video of that old woman being carried away in a helicopter.
Yeah. Downwards. Very slowly.
The Big Moon, an album announcement. Here is everything. That is being released October 14th. Liam, what else is coming out October 14th?
There's a few things. Skull Crusher, the Crusher of Skulls, the Mighty, is releasing the album Quiet the Room. What's this weird?
Quite the other room.
Quiet the Room. I can't pronounce.
That's Quite the Room.
Quiet the Room. And that's also on October the 14th. But Callum,
Oh,
what else been released
well,
on such a day?
Krahukapa are releasing yet another album,
What?
I think. Is it?
Yeah.
not? Yeah. With Return of the Dream Canteen. Now, the artwork for this album is shit.
In a good way.
The name of the album, it was all right. So if we're carrying on that trajectory, the music will hopefully be very good.
I need
I
to know where
have-
Dream Canteen's been. What they've been up to.
I have very little faith based on the last record. Hopefully, it's not 4 hours long like the last one. But we will know if it's 4
won't
hours
be.
long or not on October the 14th.
Wow.
I'm going to
Busy day.
go. I'm going to say from here, we should cover the Skull Crusher album. Please.
But there's another album. The 1975 album is on the same day.
Oh my God.
So
Are we
we're going
taking the piss
to we're going to go to an old style. We're
I
going
think
to
no.
put album spotlight.
purely an album spotlight special episode that day. Just an extra episode purely of the spotlight.
Shut up,
Oh,
Carl.
wow.
I'm busy.
I don't give a shit.
I'm a busy man.
It doesn't care.
You have 2 friends and we're here. And Lewis, I suppose. But
That's not fair.
He's with us in spirit.
he is.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. Oh,
Yeah.
boys.
No, he's not.
So last
Yeah.
week, we didn't record because it was boiling off the press. However, today, it is only hot off the press.
The big moon.
Open him up, baby. Get him open. Let me see you. I want to see the whites of your eyes. From
Big
like
moon
a
about-
moon. Like the moons.
With the song Wide Eyes. Isn't that right, guys? Yeah.
They're hurting.
I have no desire to do that.
I'm linking but not blinking at the same time.
He's linking but not blinking.
Linkin
Yo, he's
Park.
got bars. This song starts off like a couple of songs.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All in White and
Yeah,
King
that's
City.
exactly- All in white
Uh,
is exactly what I got. Yeah. lovely.
I enjoyed this song more than I thought
Oh,
I would.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
No.
I too enjoyed this song. However, I was not really sure on the vocals. I think they were good, but I think they were sung at a deeper pitch than what they should have been sung at. The second verse, they kind of were in a higher register, but I just think the whole thing would have really benefited from some nice high pitched ethereal vocals.
Oh, well, I think that's a very strange critique, Callum, I'm being honest with you.
Yes,
That's how she says
ditto.
Sorry.
Weirdo.
I didn't say it was bad vocals. I
no,
just
no.
think higher pitched ones would have suited
You've
more.
made your point, Hal.
It seems pretty offensive to me. We've seen Big Moon, haven't we, Jan? Just realised.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Time I
Who
flashed
else did we see that night?
We saw Kevin Morby that night as well.
That's fucking right, we did.
Yeah, we did. And the band that aren't together anymore, what are they called? You worked with one of the guys.
Oh, yeah.
You worked with a
can't
guy
remember.
called Spring
Spring
King
King.
or something. Yeah. And also Mac DeMarco, that was the head. So
Mackie
we'll
D.
just take you back to that day, October 12th, 2014. No, I don't know what it was really. Anyway, this song, yeah, I also enjoy it. I couldn't get the all in white comparison out from the beginning, but that very quickly dwindled, which was nice. And then it kind of reminded me of some of the new Stella Donnelly stuff a little bit. The chorus, a little bit similar vibe.
Okay.
Which
Not as good,
is
though.
positive, but not as good. I would, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
definitely
with
not as good as that. Yeah, I think I liked it more because it felt quite nostalgic, and I think the all-in-white sort of bass line probably helped with that. Speaking of songs, Bean Stella have released a track called Manhattan Youth. I'm gonna be honest, didn't listen to this in the through the best medium, just from my phone, and I tried to listen to it again, but I just didn't really care for it. There was a riff at the end of the song that I quite enjoyed, but apart from that, there was not really anything that I gravitated towards.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought it was a decent track, but it didn't really do too much for me. I liked the hook, and the vocals were a highlight. I think I said I liked the vocals on the last track we listened to by these. But yeah, it was just okay.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, what's your drink bin? What was your drink bin tonight?
It's been stellar.
Ding dong. There's a song. The song. I like this song. I quite enjoy it. I like the hook as well. I like their sound. This band. It's got a good sound. They've got a good sound. And for me, it's been 2 out of 2. Hit. Hooray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on. Sam Fender, the boy, is back with the
Wow.
song "All Right." Yeah, it's
I
all
mean-
right.
Exactly.
It's
is
all right.
All right. I enjoyed the riff, and there was kind of like I couldn't decipher if it was a xylophone or a glockenspiel, but that gave me Christmas vibes, which was strange in July. Not my favourite Sam Fender tune by any stretch of the imagination, but as you said, it was all right.
I do quite like this song. Reminds me a bit of kind of similar verse style to like Angel and Lovian, which I really love. But I really hate that glockenspiel sound, whatever the fuck that is. Really dislike it. And when it comes back in, it actively pisses me off. I just don't like it. It doesn't. It feels like it doesn't match the song. I can't like. It doesn't mold into. Not mold. That's not the right word. Doesn't fit the song for me, and it really takes me out of it, especially when it comes back in. But otherwise, yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Great. Marcus Mumford.
Oh, no, you were very
I know.
off there, mate. It's only taken 8 minutes. It's taken.
I don't think it did. Did it?
It did, yeah. It was 2 on my little clock. It was 2:07, and it's now 10.
You know what?
Well, clearly we didn't arrive at this destination via Transport for Wales because they're never early, are they?
No.
No,
Marcus
certainly
Mumford
not.
with the song Cannibal. We mentioned that we were going to cover this just a
For our
little bit
sins.
before. So we're now at that point where we're going to cover it. I'm going to go first. I thought the start of this sounded like it could have been a song off Paolo's latest album. And then I put jump scare in song form.
Yep. No need.
No need.
No
However,
need at all.
the ending of this song I did very much enjoy, but that fucking jump scare, I pooed my panties.
Yeah. I thought the start of the song was boring, but it didn't offend me. The vocals were decent. Obviously, he's a good singer. However, I hated the way the line "You're a cannibal, a fucking animal" was portrayed.
Sounds like a Biffy
That was-
Clyro line, that.
Yeah.
I think that's harsh on Biffy Clyro. It
You're a
sounded very,
cannibal.
very wanky. And
Would it have been
I
better if he went, "You frickin' animal"?
couldn't. Yeah.
It's been funny at least.
I
I'd have a laugh.
thought
Wouldn't have been, mate.
Marcus
That's really shit.
Mumford was too old to say a phrase like that. Came across a bit, a bit desperate. He's only 35. I just
No,
thought
he's in his 40s though, isn't he?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, spiritually.
And then the jump scare, I thought that was very typical of a song that involves Mr. Mumford, even without his sons. But it was very enjoyable.
The wee boys.
The
we
fascist
Wee
must have
boys
been,
and the
like,
fascists.
The wee boys and the proud boy. So he must have been about 22, 23 when he really kicked off originally. Back in the day.
Look,
And
hasn't
he had
changed.
sons
He looks
then.
the same.
That's a pretty young father.
You slag.
I enjoyed this song, to be honest, yeah. The fucking animal bit was, I agree, a little bit. Because he didn't put enough. It was on the, you can either overdo that, and that's just annoying, or he didn't quite lean into it just enough for me to really appreciate it. But yeah, I like the song, and the jump scare did scare me every time I listened to it. But I also enjoyed the outro, but it was nice.
Boys,
Lovely.
what's your thoughts on cannibalism?
I'm all for it.
Wouldn't
You know?
recommend.
I'm all for it.
Oh, you've tried. Personal
Yeah.
experience is this.
Yeah. It's very Moorish, but I had to kick the habit.
You get the taste, don't you? You know,
You do get the taste for it, yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
taste your bull hunger.
Weird. You know what's better than human flesh?
Child
No.
kiwis.
Young New Zealand boys.
Yeah, young, fresh, smooth kiwis.
The youth of New Zealand.
Yeah, Kiwi Junior. The song is "The Extra Sees the Film." I very much enjoyed this. It sounded like something that could have come out of the 2010s indie rock kind of scene, which probably is what made me like it more. But yeah, I think maybe this might be my favourite one we've covered with theirs so far. I did really like the first one we did, but this might be my favourite.
This too is my favourite Kiwi Junior song. It gave me like teen rom-com school dance vibes. Love the song, love the vocals, everything about it is nice.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say. I agree with you both. I haven't gone back and listened to those other songs much. but I know that I prefer this one. But is this one slightly tonally different to the others? I feel like in my
No.
memory it seems a bit darker.
The
no?
first one is the one that seems different
Okay.
compared.
But yeah, I think this is a really good song. Really good. We
Well, thanks, mate.
didn't write it, so.
Wonderhorse.
As
We're going to cover a song by them. The song is called Leader of the Pack. Cracking voice, whoever the singer is. However, really, peace and trust here. This is not really my kind of thing, but I can appreciate it. Solid chorus, and I like the straight up like 90s guitar solo tone and sort of playing that was done. But I don't know if it was the fact that it seemed a bit too well done that made it not as enjoyable for me.
I know what you mean.
His voice was too
yeah,
good.
I get that.
I
It
get
felt
that.
like it felt like it was going to be like, if you don't know who this was, I'd assume it's one of the kind of the bigger bands from back, it's like Interpol or something. Do you know what I mean? Like not Interpol. Interpol's not. I don't mean at all musically, but one of those bands, like an indie band from back in the day, that kind of actually did quite well, and therefore their music sounded a bit better. I don't know. Does that ring a bell for anyone? Anyone?
I've
get
no
I'm
idea what you're
saying
trying to
No,
say.
what are you trying to say?
yeah,
Lost me.
yeah. But yeah, I enjoy the song. I think there's a little bit. I lost myself. I don't know what I was talking about. I agree that it sounded a little bit too good. Yeah, but I like the song. A little bit too, just kind of not much happened in it, but I did like the sound of it.
Yeah, I thought the riff was decent. I liked the melody. However, it was far too samey for me. And I thought the lyrics needed to change up or just do that part less. Which was
Okay.
good.
And we're going to move on to the best song of the week.
By song of the year.
It's by Skull Crusher.
My skull
the song
was
is
crushed.
called Whatever Fits Together. And whatever came together to make this fat,
Boys,
you know?
I have loved Skull Crusher ever since we covered that EP, Storm and Summer EP. Still listen to that track nearly every day. I have pre-ordered this
weird.
album. I have pre-ordered this album.
Sorry, mate.
It would have been with Liquid Cash, but it wasn't available on Banquet. But this
rude.
was just, I wrote one word in my notes. Wow. And I think that did it. It reminds me vocally of Slow Dive, when the female singer in Slow Dive sings. Just because they were very shoegazy vocals on a non-shoegaze track. And
Yes.
everything about it was stunning. Well done.
I almost cried on Mersey Rail this morning.
I put
that.
Who's Cutting Onions in my
Seriously.
comments.
I was like, I can't get off this train. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassing myself. I'm fighting back the tears in the underground. Yeah, wonderful song. Well done, Skull Crusher.
Well done.
You can crush my skull any day.
Can't wait for the album. I am.
Yeah, just off of this track alone, I can't wait.
There's it's either like a milky clear maybe on Rough Trade, 23 quid. I recommend.
You recommend the Milky
No,
Clear, do
I
you?
always
I'm loving a
recommend the
milky
Milky
clear.
The white stuff.
Okay.
You
Give
made
it
of
to me,
it.
baby.
Only when you're around. Muse, kill or be killed.
know which one I'd
Kill
rather do.
Muse, I think it would be the answer.
Yeah.
Nope, not this song. I'm at the point where I'm embarrassed that I used to like Muse,
Yeah, I was
and that
always
I've seen
embarrassed of
them
you for liking
multiple
music.
times.
I thought this was semi-decent in comparison to the recent tracks. However, that is not a compliment because them recent tracks have been awful. However, it was far too early for this when I put it on. Fucking hell. Absolutely not. Matt. No.
I kind of thought it was all right at first, but I just feel like not enough really happened to make it kind of very interesting. Like they did what they did well. Obviously, they're obviously a very competent band, but yeah, not enough kind of excitement, and also not really my thing.
Yes.
No. And then last song of the week, Joe is back with the song, not Glue, as it was originally put on Notion, Gloom.
Sorry.
Is the name of the track. Just got a short little phrase bit here. So 80s. That's it. That's what you're getting from me, okay?
Yeah.
It was incredibly 80s. I'm a big fan, as I'm sure it's not going to take much to work
Oh,
out
yeah?
that I'm going to like this. It's got all the funk. His vocals sound better again. The production is very good again. And there are some very funny lyrics, in my opinion. Being scared of
Oh,
a girlfriend who's got bad breath. It's just pretty
quite-
good.
quite an issue that really. I'd be quite concerned about that.
Mm.
Because,
But
you
yeah,
know, do you love her or not?
No, not his girlfriend. Your girlfriend. Not your girlfriend, but like, you know.
Lydia's
Not Lydia.
breath
Callum.
is
not Lydia.
mean.
I did not
Shit.
mean Lydia. But yeah, I liked it a lot.
I listened to one. I listened to
What?
I listened to one by Metallica. No, I listened to this once, and my response was fine. And I'm listening to it
Yeah.
again now, and it's all right. You know, I'm getting a bit of like Dave Byrne.
No, it's
kind
not
of
all
vocal
right. It's
delivery.
gloom, mate.
All right.
Gloom.
But yeah, still pretty fine.
That was the last single. Because we've not got really anything to say, we're meant to cover Jamie T's album, but have not done that.
Oh, I've gone through every song. Glad I did that.
Oh, yeah, well, no, I've done that.
I haven't.
I've also done that, but just to make a very sort of quick overview of that, it was very not interesting. I thought very by the books. There was a weird song in the middle of it. What was it? 1,000,001 New Ways to Die, which sounded very pop punk in the chorus, which was very bizarre.
Why
But,
are you saying that like you love pop punk?
That sounds exciting.
No,
Different,
did I sound excited when I said that?
not you, Liam. He went, ooh.
Oh, right.
I want to check it out.
Um,
The idea
But
of
yeah,
Jamie
it's
T
just-
doing pop punk is fucking hilarious.
It's I was very underwhelmed by this album, to be honest. It's probably my least favourite album he's released.
I agree with you there.
Wow.
However, the Old Style Raiders,
Oh, yeah.
I think, is potentially one of his best ever tracks. That
No.
is- it-
Grow up,
it-
Callum.
I love it. Chorus packs punch. You can feel the emotion. Love it. 90s Cars, the opener was good. But when he tried to do something different on this record, I think it worked. However, when he's trying to stay true to the Jamie T style, comes across a bit forced and a bit shit.
The last was the single he released the day before the album release, which I said to them is stupid. I hate when people do that.
Makes sense.
I think it was called Between the Rocks. Just sounds like Sticks and Stones.
Yeah, it did. However, I did think that was the best track that was in that old style. But I thought the ending of the record, so Between the Rocks, Sabretooth, Talk is Cheap, Old Republican, and 50,000 Unmarked Bullets were all solid. I really liked the ender. But yeah, the album itself was... I'm not going to be in a rush to put it back on. Liam, yes, please?
I haven't listened to it, but for me, I don't understand why we need Jamie T to come back and try and, keep his legacy alive when we've got Rat Boy. Do you know
This
what I
is
mean?
right, yeah.
What else do we need? We've got Rat Boy.
Key
You know what?
Lamborghinis is the most Rat Boy song I've ever heard someone else other than Rat Boy make.
So it's great, I can imagine. I should listen to it.
Do you actually
Ever
like Rat Boy?
since
No.
Some of
you
Rat-
like a couple of songs, don't
I
you?
like,
some of Rat
I
Boy's
like Laid
first album.
Back. I've only
Laid
ever,
Back, yeah.
I only know Laid Back.
some of his first
Um,
album's very good.
Ever since we've covered the debut as a classic, and you went, everyone's doing this style now, kind of thing, or like he's led so many people to copy this style.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like throughout this album, I was just thinking that it sounds like a bad version of someone trying to do that style, even though it's him.
Completely agree.
Because
It-
it's not him anymore, is it? Let's be honest. It's not the
It
same
sounds like he's
him
putting
who
it on.
recorded that album.
Yeah.
Well,
He's probably got a lot more money, and he's fat and
Yeah.
old, and it's just not. It's the same as like Pete Doherty still trying to do his thing. Do you know what I mean? It
Was
doesn't work.
was Jamie T ever really Jamie T when he's from Wimbledon and called Jamie Trays?
Good question.
But
Good question.
yeah, he's 36. I don't want to hear a 36-year-old trying to be a 21-year-old. What did confuse me was that the amount of time between this and Trick was almost the same to Kings and Queens and Carry On the Grudge, and that
What?
felt, I know, it was like 5-6 years,
What the fuck?
and it felt so much quicker this time. We're getting old, boys. Time is
Yeah, we
passing
really are.
by very quickly.
I'm not. Speak for yourself. I'm
You're
as
the oldest
fresh as a
bitch.
daisy. Sorry?
You're
You
the
old
oldest.
wrinkly bitch.
No, I think you're breaking up,
Goddamn.
mate. You're breaking up.
Guys, I don't know about you, but there's a blinding light up ahead, which can only mean one thing. It's the album spotlight. I hope you're ready for me to...
Obliterate.
yeah, I'm not really going to be that bad. Obliterate your booty hole. Black Midi are back, Midi, with the album Hellfire.
Perfect name, considering when it was released.
Yeah.
In the scorching heat.
Yes, indeed, Ian. Congratulations on that point. We're going to go through it track by track because that's what we do on the album spotlight, album review, breakdowns of albums, videos, and podcasts, things that we do. So,
Content.
starting off with the song of which the album is the same.
Daphne.
It's Hellfire. At this point, it's the voice. It's the voice.
At this point. At this point.
At this point.
1 second in.
It's the voice.
It's a voice for me.
I don't enjoy him, and
Mr.
when
Grape.
well, that's not 100% true because there are points in this album which we'll get to where I did enjoy him. However, when it's like what it was like on this, where he's doing 10 accents in one, I just can't fucking stand it.
Where is
It's
he
just
from?
Really,
Is he American?
No, I
Is
thought-
he South African?
I thought he was South
from-
African, but I've also heard he's from Newcastle. I don't know.
Is that why it's called Geordie Greep?
Oh, maybe
No,
that's what I'm
surely
thinking
not.
of then.
I
don't
think
know.
yeah.
It is Jordan
In context of the album, great opener.
Really good opener.
Whoa!
Compliment.
In the
Compliment
context of the
number
album,
one.
only. Very specific.
100%. Don't
Caveat
take that out
there.
of context, please. If you do, I'll sue you.
Falls on a hill out of context. We'd be fucking knackered with that. Some of the things
Yeah.
we say.
Shit lasagna. Go on, boys. Tell me about Hellfire.
New Zealand children. Sugar Zoo. I
What?
I don't know. I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's a great opener. We all agree it's a great opener. It's got
Yeah,
a great
okay,
structure
sounds-
to it. It's got a great build up.
Very Black Midi, but it's good. That makes it sound like I don't like old Black Midi, but I do.
There's a lot of good contrasting sound. Sorry to cut over you, Carl.
I was finished. It's fine.
Oh, good. I thought you were, but I wasn't sure. A lot of good contrasting sounds, like that kind of weird, like noises going on, electronic noises, and also just like obviously that piano sound. And I just like the cacophony of sound.
Oh, what a
that's
word.
going on. It's going to be used quite a lot. How many songs on this album? 10 times that song's that word's going to be used at least.
Wow.
But a lot of cacophony in this one.
Wow. Sugar Zoo. I really like this track. We covered it. Suey. We covered it 2 weeks ago. We covered it 2 weeks ago. I really like it. It's mental. And I'm here for it.
Jump
Liam?
scare in this one as well. Isn't it? Bit of a
Is that
jump
what you've
scare.
got to say?
Yeah, no, I quite like this song. It's a bit too
Sound.
manic for me. Excuse me.
Manic
Let me
Monday
finish
or
my
Manic
thought.
Street Preachers?
It's just another Manic Monday. Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Are you ready for another compliment?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. I liked the weighing in at £600 vocal delivery.
Yeah. It's good.
That very much made me like this. Also, the transitions at this point in the album, perfect.
from song 1 to 2.
Yeah, no, but then out of this song as well into the next.
What is
Great.
that next track?
Eat Men Eat. No, they're not sitting down to eat with Marcus Mumford. It's just the name of the next song. Great production on this, and I liked the more calm melodic parts to this song. Yeah, try to be positive, boys. Can you tell?
I can tell, and I'm very glad that you've come into this with an open mind. I've said all this when it was released as a single. I'm not normally too mad on the vocals that aren't Mr. Creeps. However, they work really well on this track. I like that it's slightly calmer than the previous 2 tracks we've had, but still goes a bit mental. I think it's a great track.
Agree with everything you said musically. I don't think I like the vocals. I quite like the difference at first.
You
and
are a
now,
little bitch.
Yeah, no, I don't
Now
think
I
I
don't
could have a
think I
whole
like it.
album. I don't think I could have a whole album of it, but it's a nice breakup.
I think there are just parts of this song that I don't like the vocals in, but I think I don't dislike their vocals overall. And I like the screams at the end. Love screams. Big fan. Always at first scream. And did you know that the very last part of the song is a cacophony? Say again.
Whoa.
Of farts. Did you know that?
No.
I read about this. I did.
Too
Apparently
much eating.
they asked like loads of fans to send in recordings of their best Trump. And that's what that last note is the piano, I think, as well, going brr. And then it's loads of sounds of fart. And I believe that people have been credited in the liner notes for that fart.
Love that.
I'm glad
Nice.
you like it.
Next track is Welcome to Hell. We covered this previously, as with all of the other songs we've covered so far. Great drumming
Journalism.
on this. Fantastic drumming. And there's a part towards 3/4 in, maybe, where it sort of gets really heavy altogether. Kind of
Cinematic.
orchestral. Yeah, cinematic. Yeah. King Cacophony. Yep. And that part is okay.
A positive okay or a negative okay? I'm confused. What?
I'll let you decide.
Thank you.
I agree with Yanni. However, swap the word okay for unreal.
Bit dramatic. I'm going to say the same thing I've said every time we talk about a song. This song fucks hard. It's a slapper. It's a slapper.
Slapper.
Just great. Every time it comes on, I just get my head bobbing. Maybe gets my head bobbing. And yeah, I
Like
really
Churchill.
couldn't get deep enough. Struggled there.
Fucking Yoda on the mic. What's
What did
going
you
on?
say? I was going to say it's great, but that's Tony the Tiger. I don't know.
Did he not just
Anyway.
laugh? Oh no, that's Dastardly or Muttley, obviously.
Anyway, come
there's
on.
another song.
There is Still
You still-
is the name of the track. Still. Best track, in my opinion, off the album. Because there's enjoyable music to listen to.
I think this is the most considered track
Oh,
on the record. The vocals sound wonderful. However, there is an unnecessarily long outro, which upset me.
enjoy the piece.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the respite, if I'm honest.
Great placement for this song. Oh, well, it's just in the middle of the album, and that's where a song like this should be. Don't fuck about put 3 towards the end. That's just a stupid thing that people do nowadays. But yeah, I really enjoy this song. I think this is probably my favourite off the album. Between this and Welcome to Hell, for very different reasons. But I really like this, and I actually like the vocals in this. Is it different to Eat Man Eat vocalist?
It's bass player, I think.
So is that the same person that did Eat Man
I
Eat?
think so.
So, yeah,
I don't know, maybe
I
they
like
are
the vocals in this
different. I don't know.
If it is that same person, I enjoy their vocals more than I enjoy
Mr. Creeps.
Mr. Creep.
one. I do like his vocals on this song anyway.
Half
Moving on.
time.
That's the one. Thanks,
Ow.
Cal.
Ow.
Ow.
Yeah, it
Ow,
hurt
or-
my ears.
Ow. Ow.
Ow.
No, ow.
Uh,
It hurt.
I thought it was a great transition, though.
Yeah, lovely,
Yeah,
but
really
it
good.
hurt my ears.
And it worked
Pro
so
up.
well after Still as well. Still.
Still.
It was a perfect, like, just pick back up kind of like throw you back into the ring sort of thing.
Throw you into my ring. The race is about to begin. That has obviously also corrected because that makes no sense.
Well,
the
while
words
you-
are,
Oh, okay.
but Max in it.
Yeah, it's true.
Nice mix in it, maybe.
I think that was what I was going for, maybe.
We are
Um,
so connected intellectually.
And I liked the calmer, I will really pronounce the L in that there, calmer
Armor.
outro part where the singing is actually decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This is very Black Midi. I think it tries to do what Welcome.
Funny enough, Cal, this album is entirely Black Midi.
I think this tries to do what Welcome to Hell does, but not as well. Yep. I like the bit where about 3 minutes in where Geordie is just reciting the dictionary on ×10 speed. That was fun. Bit mad. He wasn't actually doing that, but he's just so fast. I like this song. And I didn't think I would because 7 minutes of a Black Midi song is a lot.
I think I've listened to the first half of this album a lot more than the second half, so I'm a little bit kind of struggling to remember this song. I think that's probably pretty standard because there's a lot going on. But I do, as I'm flicking through the parts that I remember here and thinking that's a good part of this song, but as a song altogether, not really. But I do think the vocal delivery towards the end, Yanni, I agree, great, actually pretty good singer. But I don't like the recurring "Welcome to Hell" riff being teased, or very similar to that. That part. I just think that's kind of annoying.
Yes. Dangerous
Yes.
Liaisons. It was a track that did not stand out to me. I was
No.
on the train at this point. I feel
I
like it
agree.
kind of got lost in the track list. Didn't do enough to stand out, in my opinion.
Yep, pretty much the same. I've got nothing more to say on that at all. It really just passed me by, this one, as I was listening, which is difficult to do when all your songs sound like
Fucking hell.
like that.
Jump scare number 3.
Oh gosh. Wow, that really. Got me
Have fun with
spicy,
that
that
one.
one.
Yeah. Hate you.
Very Dangerous Liaisons. What was I going to say now? I've completely lost my train of thought, Yanni, you dick.
alright.
There was some nice, like, just jazz moments in this song. Just like pure jazz.
Do you like jazz?
That's jazz.
You know what I mean? I was pretending to when I was listening to this one. But then, yeah, overall, I don't really remember the song very much.
Very much.
Very
The
much.
next one is the defense, which is a key part of any football team. All right, Cal?
You are right.
Thank you.
Everton have recently improved theirs with the signing of James Tarkowski.
I'm glad we took that
Tchaikovsky.
a short break to discuss Everton.
Yes.
As being a key part of a football team, I would think this is a key part of this album.
Yep.
This took an unexpected turn for me. It was the melodies and everything was very like 50s, 60s-ish kind of music, which was very weird. Like the melody and the arrangements. And I put, before I'd listened to the last song, I thought this might have been a good ender, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's my comments. That seemed a bit all over the place in retrospect, but
Yeah.
I hope you got something pivotal out of that.
I
did.
agree. It felt a lot to me like the end of like a show from like the 50s or something, right? Or maybe a bit earlier. And it's like, well, this is our final song. This has been our show. Thank you for coming. Diddle-a-doo. That's how it felt to me.
Hot to the
Wow.
time
And
machine there.
And that's kind of, do you know, like Charlie's last song in The Nightman Cometh, when he's like, will you
Yes.
please marry me? That, same sort of thing. Wrapping it up.
You sound a little bit Italian. Will you please marry me?
I couldn't remember the real melody, but close enough.
I'm going to use an adjective to describe a Black Midi song that I never
Cacophony.
thought I would use to describe a Black Midi song. And that adjective is lovely. It was just a lovely
It's
song.
gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, the musicality. I mean, the musicality on every Black Midi song is superb. Whether or not
Up
you
for
like,
debate.
whether you like it or not, but I think their ability is unreal.
Ability is different to musicality, Cole.
Well, fair, but they're always whatever. But this
Very
was
different.
superb, and I loved it. And the same can be said for the final track on the album, which is 27 questions.
They're all about us.
Sadly, they're not. I thought this was quite a clever song, lyrically, sorry. However, I also couldn't shake the idea that it's something that Barney Stinson could have sang on How I Met Your Mother. And if either of you have seen How I Met Your Mother, you might agree with me.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I do like it as a closer, though.
Alienating everyone there.
I do like it as a
Carl-
closer, though. It was good.
I do
I like
ask
How I
you,
Met Your Mother,
why
so-
are you reading the lyrics? I don't need to know what the lyrics say. I don't know about you, Yanni. I don't care.
No, I
what's
don't
going on.
care.
I'm sure he's just talking about like giraffes and things. I don't know what's
Talking
going on.
shit,
No, I'm
yeah.
not.
I don't need to
no,
know.
I'm not reading the lyrics. I just
fascinated
thought
that
it
you
was. I thought it was clever.
You can hear
that
what he's saying. Is that what you're telling me? You
No,
know what
I
he's saying.
the fact that it was called 27 questions and then it ends on 26 questions.
Oh yeah.
I just thought it was
did it?
clever. Yeah, and he
Or
said,
did it?
I don't know. I didn't count. So maybe it wasn't clever at all.
I did
Sorry
like the
for
questions,
trying to
though.
compliment you. Fucking hell.
He's not listening. mate. I did like the questions.
Yeah,
Good questions though.
yeah, some solid questions. 6 more than necessary, to be honest. Just ask 50 Cent. He'll
well,
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Although I think I do prefer the defense as the closer, this also worked in context of the album as a closer as well. It's kind of annoying that either one could have worked. I also then left it on to repeat the album in case it kind of did a thing where it would loop back into itself, because it felt that way when I was listening to it. And it kind of worked, but it's not like purposely meant to do that or anything. But yeah, it bookmarks it, I suppose, quite well. I just think for me, the defense was a better ender, maybe.
Fair.
Sorry, let me just say, I've just counted. There's only 19 questions.
Oh, well,
so
fucking
everyone's been
hell.
fucking hell off there. And I agree, Yanni. I do think the last two songs have been swapped over. But I do like this kind of give me that swap. I do like this kind of like final act of these last two songs. And I could have had another well-written song in the same style to kind of last chunk even. I think that would have been fine. But I do think it finished on the wrong of the two. The wrong one of the two.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Any
Right.
overall thoughts, or are you just going to end it? Not your life.
I'm not going to end it right now. I'm sorry. I have on TV.
Overall, I think you two are surprised by how complimentary I've been.
Yeah, I'm glad that you gave it an actual attempt.
I tried
but
last week and genuinely thought there's no way in hellfire that I'm going to
Really?
enjoy this, even the slightest bit. But I took away moments. I think it helped that one of the first songs that from the album that we hadn't covered as a single prior to it that I listened to was Still. And so I could ground myself to something that I knew I would like at some point in the album. And it came at the perfect place. So I'd gone through the songs we'd heard before, and there were elements that, because they were familiar, I suppose, I enjoyed more. And then it got to that one, which I really liked. And yeah, by that point, I think I was sort of I was in it. So I'd settled into what I was meant to expect. So it didn't seem as abrasive. As if. So yeah,
I
that
did
was my
find it
overall
funny
thoughts.
when you said, when I asked you if you'd listened to it, and you're like, oh yeah, I've listened to Still, I really like that. Okay, that's don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
One of a kind.
But now we must rate, mustn't we?
We must.
Must we?
Hallam,
Yes.
please tell me your score.
Please rate.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed this record. I liked the fact that there was a bit more singing on it, and I think it's definitely the most cohesive record of theirs. So I am going to give it a 7.
Wow.
Ian.
Safe from Carl there. I'm also going to give it a 7.
Wow.
That's all you get from me.
Personally speaking, because it is my time to give my score, if in general I liked Black Midi more, I think I would give this an 8.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Yeah,
with you
I
on
think
that
so.
sentiment.
However, I'm just not at that. I'm getting there, obviously, because you can tell from my review of this that I'm slowly getting my way there. But I'm not quite there yet with them. There's still elements of it that I just can't get past. So for that reason, it's a 7 for me as well.
Wow.
I would buy a cap now at this point. I'll get a 7. Let yourself get to 7. I'll wear a cap.
So
You
so
wanna sum
Liam, just fire away. Mode, median, mean, please.
7, 7, 7. The number of. Oh God.
And what's the range? I
This-
can't do that anymore, can you? Can't do
Jack
that
shit,
sign.
baby. This jack shit.
It is jack shit. And that's been the pod. So I hope
Yeah,
to be back. It
you've
is good
enjoyed.
to be back.
Is it?
Pay attention to the next week because there will be another video out. So if you're on our YouTube page right now watching us, then like this one, subscribe, comment what you think about this album and about our other tracks that we covered. Tell us if you wanted to cover something in particular, maybe. It'll have to be relevant though, because if it's old, we're not going to do it.
I mean, we're not going to do it really. At all.
So
We are just looking for
like,
engagement.
subscribe, ding a bell, and if you're not watching us and you're just listening, then go to YouTube and type Falls on the Hill podcast and do just what I've told you to do. If you are watching, okay, do the same thing. Go to the link in the description to find all of these things that I'm about to read off to you. So Instagram and Facebook, you can find us at Falls on the Hill podcast. Twitter at Falls on the Hill pod. It's been a pleasure. I'm getting a little bit hot now. Regretting the long sleeve.
Yeah,
Can't lie. But it's been a joyous occasion to be with you two once more.
What's a
It
long
hasn't
sleeves
just.
amongst friends, eh?
Exactly. Please
Enjoy your
rate
week.
us on your platform of choice as well. Stream platform of choice. Sorry.
No, don't do that. Enjoy your week off again from us because I know we're too hot to handle, you could say. And I will be too hot to handle any of your bullshit when I'm in Tenerife. We're going to Tenerife. See you later.
How many people have
On
you
that note.
offended there, mate?
Only the Venga boys. And they're coming.
Oof. Goodbye, everyone.
This drink is so strong.
I think I've accidentally put a filter on my video.
Which one? Yeah.
On your
Can I
phone?
just can I
one?
quickly stop it and start again? It's not going to cause too much of an issue, Jan, is it? At this point.
I'm going to murder you.